Welcome to week 2 of your Principles Marketing class. It's time to start thinking about the term paper, and I thought I'd give you a little background information on the term paper that might make your life a little easier for the term paper. Not that it's a huge task, but it's something that I think requires a little more direct verbal information about it. This is week 2, so you're into chapter 2. At the end of chapter 2, it describes basically what you're looking for in a marketing plan. And so I would read through chapter 2, get to the end. There's also a pretty good chart, table 2.1. So look at table 2.1, you get an overview of the marketing plan. The marketing plan is, I want you to take a look at it and think about it in 2 parts. Part 1, and I'm looking at notes over here. Part 1 is actually picking a company. So you want to pick a company that you can get pretty good information about. And sometime at the end of week 7, I want you to turn in part 1, which is a couple of pages, do an executive summary. You'll see all this, by the way, in the notes that I have posted on your webpage. But you'll need an executive summary, and if I were you, I'd wait until the end and come back and do the executive summary, because it's really kind of a summation of everything you've done, so plug that in at the end. Also in the part 1 is take that company that you've chosen and take a look at the environmental forces that were described in chapter 1 and give me some information about that company. Tell me what you think their present target markets are for their product or service. Their marketing objectives, and then do a SWOT analysis of that company, and that's pretty much part 1. So you're picking a company that you're later going to act as a consultant for and design a product. So the first part is just picking that company and a product for that present product for that company too. So like let's say you decide you want to go with the Glidden Paint Company. Glidden Paint Company, so you'll go on, Google them, look them up, find out information about them, do a little research, discover what their products are, who their customers are, where they market their product, how they market their product, and give me that all as part of part 1. Part 2, which is due towards the end of the course, like the 14th week, is you're going to actually take and segment the markets that, say, Glidden Paint markets to. And then somewhere around when you'll see chapter 5, you'll see a lot about market research. Now, it's not within the realm of a 3-semester course for you to do actual market research, so you're going to have to kind of pretend to do market research. And you'll see this in the notes that I have posted for you. But you're going to say, all right, I looked at all the segments of the potential market for Glidden Paint Company, and they produce paint for contractors, for professional painters, for homeowners, for handy people. That's handymen, but handy people. And this is how they market those products or those subgroups. Then you're going to do this research and try to find a potential unsatisfied segment of a population, a paint buyer with an unsatisfied need. So this is where you have to use kind of your imagination and pretend that you've done market research, whether it be you've mailed questionnaires to people, or you've done some online research, or telephone survey. And let's say you came up with a group of people who, let's say, were affected by Hurricane Sandy, whose basements are wet and they're worried about mildew. I mean, they weren't totally damaged, just got water in the basement. So you've discovered a segment of the market that would like to have a paint that has mildew resistant qualities in it. So there's your unsatisfied need, and you're going to develop a product that homeowners can either hire a paint specialist or do it themselves and go paint their basement with a mildew-resistant paint. New product that you invented to satisfy this need. Then the rest of part 2 is really designing the marketing mix to satisfy this unsatisfied need of people. So it's very critical that you do this pretend research and locate this group of people and find out everything you can about them. And there's a chapter, I think 5 or 6, on consumer behavior. Find out everything you can about them, incomes, where they live, that kind of thing, so that when you design the marketing mix, you've got a product. Well, you know what that product is now. You've got a promotion. Well, how are you going to advertise this product to these people? Well, if you're going after homeowners, you put it in journals, you put it on television at 6 o'clock. If you're going at contractors, you find trade journals that talk about paint. So you're actually looking for the promotion that fits the customer's needs. And the same thing with price, and the same thing with distribution. Where are you going to sell this product? It all depends upon who you've come up with for a target customer. So that's all listed on the site I posted for you, the term paper site. You can go through and read that. So that's part 2, where you're inventing a product to satisfy this unsatisfied needs. There are a lot of suggested steps on the website, as well as in the end of chapter 2 in the textbook. And they're basically what I just said, but go through and read those suggested steps. And if you have any question, you can email me questions here, as you know. At the end of each chapter you cover, this author has put in something called Develop Your Marketing Plan. So at the end of each chapter, so if it's a chapter on product or a chapter on price, there's a little segment at the end of the chapter that describes how you fit this into your marketing plan. So the textbook is very handy in this. I put a couple of marketing plans on the term paper page on the website, so you can see how others have written it. You can also go into there's a web page mentioned at the end of chapter 2 that the publisher has offered that gives you help in designing a marketing plan. I'll put that link on the page that I submit for you. Somewhere next week, which is week 3, I'd like you to send me the name of the company you've chosen. Not much about them, you know, a sentence or 2 about the company you've chosen and why you chose them. And that way I can take a look at it and make sure you're not going off in the wrong direction. So I'll put up a link that'll allow you to put in a text block and tell me what you've done. So that'll be, I'd like that done by the end of week 3, so I'll know where you're going. So what to do? Read chapter 2. Read the information about a marketing plan at the end of chapter 2. Read the short descriptions at the end of each chapter about a marketing plan. Look at the posting that I'm going to put up about the marketing plan term paper. It's in 2 parts. Part 1 tells me about the company. Part 2 tells me about the product or service you've chosen to satisfy the unsatisfied needs of your customer. And that's all it is. It's a significant paper, and it kind of helps you demonstrate to me, other than multiple choice tests, that you understand the material. And it can be quite fun, depending upon what product or service you've invented. I've had some creative stuff. I had somebody last year that did a spray that hotels use to kill bed bugs. Things like that. So be creative, get an idea, and once you've got that idea, you're just going to go through the steps of the marketing mix. Okay? Good. Enjoy. Let me know through course mail if I can answer any questions. Good luck.